even though you should, and we all know we should, have you ever actually read the TOS, the Terms of Service, of any of the apps, services, devices you might be using? Twitter, Instagram, your smart fridge, your internet-connected vibration device? The answer is maybe once, maybe twice, but most of us certainly don't make a habit out of it because, frankly, we know they all suck. We know they all steal your data, we know they all sell your data, and it's best to just operate under the assumption that that is true. Well, someone did exactly that for Microsoft Copilot, the Microsoft AI offering. Now, to be clear, this is the for individuals version, and there is a bunch of things that also are called Copilot, so there is the section here on when and where these terms apply. Because thinking of new names is hard, so you might as well just call everything the exact same name. These terms apply to your use of Copilot, which includes the standalone Copilot apps on your computer or mobile device, the Copilot service we offer at copilot.microsoft.com, copilot.com, and copilot.ai. These two are basically your AI search tools. Also, they redirect you to the same location, which is great. Anyway, conversations you have with Copilot through other Microsoft apps and websites, conversations you have with Copilot through third-party apps and platforms, other Copilot branded apps and services that link to these terms. These terms don't apply to the Microsoft 365 Copilot apps or services unless that specific app or service says that these terms apply. Again, you're Microsoft, you name everything the exact same thing because Microsoft. Now, this is not the reason why we're here, and we're not here to talk about the fact that they collect your data, sell your data, train on the things that you're providing them. If, again, you're using this without understanding that, you're stupid. Also, we're not here to talk about the things you're allowed to do and not allowed to do. Again, pretty self-explanatory. You should expect all of this stuff is here. I want to talk about the important disclosures and warnings. Most of this is what you'd expect. Copilot may include advertising. Copilot may include both automated and manual human processing of data. You shouldn't share any information with Copilot that you don't want us to review. I want to show you this part. Copilot is for entertainment purposes only. It can make mistakes, and it may not work as intended. Don't rely on Copilot for important advice. Use Copilot at your own risk. Do you know what we call this? We call this, I don't want to get sued. This is not our problem if you do something stupid. Don't bring us into your lawsuit. Whilst this is the for individuals version, we know how people are using this. On one hand, you have all of this marketing describing these tools as something that is changing the world, that everybody is going to rely on one day. You have companies that are pulling back on hiring people, using AI instead. You have students, again, who are doing exactly this, who are basing their entire education and all of their assignments around using these tools. And then you have, very clearly, a please don't sue us clause because you're a moron. And from Microsoft's perspective, it's probably a really good idea to have this clause in your TOS because there are people like this. These people ditch lawyers for ChatGPT in court. Now, ChatGPT and Copilot aren't the same thing, even though, Jeopardy is involved in both of them. But if people are doing this on ChatGPT, I can assure you they're doing this on every other AI system as well, because people are stupid. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You are seeing some of these random social media web apps appear overnight, and many of those, if not all of them, have a giant, glaring security hole in them, and Microsoft wants to make sure that they are not responsible for that. Going on to the next bit. without limiting Section 12 of the Microsoft Services Agreement in any way, but for the sake of clarity, we do not make any warranty or representation of any kind about Copilot. For example, we can't promise that Copilot's responses won't infringe someone else's rights, like their copyright, trademark, or rights of privacy, or defame them. The fact that you can just put this in your TOS, they're just like, yes, we've created this software which there's no guarantee it won't violate copyright or trademark law or privacy. There's no way we can guarantee that. We've just deployed it out to the world. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine. It's just in our terms of service. That's a perfectly strong legal defense. You are solely responsible if you choose to publish or share Copilot's responses publicly or with any other person. And the ultimate don't sue us clause, because you're not allowed to sue us. You agree to indemnify us and hold us harmless, including our affiliates, employees, and any other agents, from and against any claims, losses, and expenses, including attorney's fees, arising from or relating to your use of Copilot, including without limitation your use, sharing, or publication of any prompt, responses, or creations, or your breach of these terms or violation of applicable law. And the funniest one, you may stop using Copilot at any time. If you want to close your Microsoft account, please go here. I would sure as hell hope that I can stop using Copilot at any time. Now, as for another AI company, we have Anthropic. Anthropic. Thank you. Jesus Christ, why are your site so slow? So, if you go to this from like a US IP address, an Australian IP address, you're not going to see what I'm going to show you. If you go from an EU or a UK IP address, well, let's have a look. Through the power of the internet and VPNs, I am now in Germany. This video is brought... No, I don't actually have a VPN sponsor, but that would be kind of funny. This is for non-commercial use only. You agree that you will not use our services for any commercial or business purposes, and we and our providers have no liability to you for any loss of profit, loss of business, business interruption, or loss of business opportunity. I feel like that is basically the only thing that people are using the services for. Now, what are the services? These terms of service, the terms, and our usage policy, also referred to as our acceptable use policy or AUP, set out the agreement between you and Anthropic Ireland, I'm in the EU right now, Limited, Anthropic, to use Claude AI, Claude Pro, and any other products and services that we may offer for individuals, along with any associated apps, software, and websites, together, our services. Now, I have been told that apparently for business licenses, there are slightly different terms that don't have the non-commercial use, but again, people are using the individual usage for commercial purposes, and no one even knows that that's just part of the TOS. And someone actually went and put the versions of the TOS from the UK and the US in Diff Checker. So if you want to see what the differences between the two are without having to go and like swap back and forth between a VPN, this is a really good way to do so as well. Let's jump over to another thing. Over to learn.microsoft.com, the Microsoft documentation, and this is a page on the transparency note for Azure OpenAI. Do note, this is a page that most people using the service probably would never see, would never interact with, and have no idea what is actually said here. An AI system includes not only the technology, but also the people who use it, the people who are affected by it, and the environment in which it's deployed. Creating a system that is fit for its intended purpose requires an understanding of how the technology works, what its capabilities and limitations are, and how to achieve the best performance. Microsoft's transparency notes are intended to help you understand how our AI technology works, the choices system owners can make that influence system performance and behavior, and the importance of thinking about the whole system, including technology, the people, and the environment. Considerations when choosing a use case. We encourage customers to use the Azure OpenAI GPT-4, O-Series GPT-3 codecs, and computer use models in their innovative solutions or applications as approved in their limited access registration form. However, here are some considerations when choosing a use case. Not suitable for open-ended, unconstrained content generation. Scenarios where users can generate content on any topic are more likely to produce offensive or harmful text. I feel like this is the core function of how people are using some of these tools. You know, you got the whole video generation stuff. You have people that are building an entire relationship around this. That always goes really well. Not suitable for scenarios where up-to-date, factually accurate information is crucial. Unless you have human reviewers or are using the models to search your own documents and have verified suitability for your scenario, the service doesn't have information about events that occur after its training date, likely has missing knowledge about some topics, and may not always produce factually accurate information. So you probably shouldn't base your entire education around the tooling. Avoid scenarios where use or misuse of the system could result in significant physical or psychological injury to an individual. For example, scenarios that diagnose patients or prescribe medication have the potential to cause significant harm. Incorporating meaningful human review and oversight into the scenario can help reduce the risk of harmful outcomes. Avoid scenarios where use or misuse of the system could have a consequential impact on life opportunities or legal status. Examples include scenarios where an AI system could affect an individual's legal status, legal rights, or their access to credit, education, employment, healthcare, housing, social welfare benefits, services, opportunities, or the terms on which they're provided. Incorporating meaningful human review can reduce the negative outcomes. All of these places are areas where I'm sure that you have run into some AI chatbot nonsense that you have to interact with, or as we saw before, people that are using AI as a way to fight their legal cases. Avoid high-stakes scenarios that could lead to harm. The models hosted by Azure OpenAI service reflect current societal views, biases, and other undesirable content present in the training data or the examples provided in the prompt. As a result, we caution against using the models in high-stakes scenarios where unfair, unreliable, or offensive behavior might be extremely costly or lead to harm. Again, incorporating human review, blah, 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 lead to less damage. I love the inclusion of this as something as like, hey, you know, you probably shouldn't use, like, anything that we do the way that you're using it, because the way that most of the deployment is done is just replace the people and just wing it. And it should be fine. Maybe. Probably not. So, with all of that being said, I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun, even though this is not important at all. I hope you had some fun with it. Anyway, if you liked the video, go like the video, go subscribe as well, and if you really liked the video and you want to become one of these amazing people over here, check out the Patreon subscribe Daily Therapy linked in the description down below. That's going to be it for me, and well, that's the TOS for you.
Like this.